Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to explain to you regarding supply and demand topic. Okay, at the beginning, I'm gonna draw you uh, the uh, curve for the aggregate demand. So this is the aggregate demand curve. It's actually that it slope down, so it has to be downward curve. So why the aggregate demand showing the downward curve? Because this is what usually uh, the consumer want. Uh, and the other one, I also want to explain to you regarding the aggregate supply. Okay, this is the aggregate supply curve, and sometimes we call it this as the uh, producent curve. And also in this here, this is what we call the equilibrium. And I hope you guys already know how to create the aggregate demand and the aggregate supply. Sorry, this is not the aggregate demand, but this one is the aggregate supply curve. So this equilibrium will show you the equal amount of the aggregate supply and the aggregate demand in the society. So this is happen, then the price will be what the price in the market show. Okay, and then the aggregate demand. And what is the aggregate demand? So the aggregate demand is actually the total amount that all consumer, business firm, and the government agency are willing to spend on final goods and services. So if you calculate this for the total output of the national income, so it's supposed to be within the year that you calculate. And the explanation of the aggregate supplies is actually show the relationship between the price level, this is price level, and the quantity. So if this is P1, it's supposed to be Q1. So this is equilibrium of the real GDP supply holding all other determinant of quantity supply is constant. So this is the real GDP, okay? GDP or the gross domestic product. Okay. uh, in this section, I also want to explain to you uh, what makes the aggregate demand is move along this curve. So this aggregate demand is move along this curve because of the price. If the price is decreased, then the aggregate demand will also decrease in here. See? So if this is P1 is supposed to be P2. So the only thing that move along the aggregate demand is only the price. If the price decrease, then the aggregate demand will also decrease. But if the price increase, let's say to P2, P3, then this is what happened. And also for the aggregate supply is also apply the same. If the aggregate, what make the price move along the curve is only the price itself. Let's say when the price increase, then this is what the price is supposed to be. So the producent usually is willing to sell more product when the price is increased. But in contrast, the consumer, when the price increase, they usually decrease the amount that they are willing to spend because that's happened because of the concept of the scarcity, if you still remember. Okay, this is the aggregate demand and this is the aggregate supply. And what makes the aggregate uh, demand is uh, shifting, that usually because the aggregate demand shifting to the right. Okay, let's say this is the aggregate demand one. So when this one shifting, then the price usually let's say here, let's say the price is going to increase, stay the same, but the output will increase. That's when they are shifting to the right. That's usually if someone's income increasing significantly, they usually will shifting the aggregate demand to the right. Uh, and then what make the aggregate supply shifting is also they were usually shifting to the right here. So this is the aggregate supply one. So between the aggregate demand and aggregate supply, it can be move along the curve or also can be shifting to the right or to the right. Okay, I think that's all for the supply and demand curve. Thank you.